Now, jumping on the next point or next tool, we can say that LBD, that is the load balancers, right? So what we can say, let's suppose as an ethical hacker or as an hacker, I wanted to get the information about any server, right? Let's suppose we have some kind of server, so that server have a load balancer or not. Load balancer means about any services, we can say the web server load balancer, the DNS server and all those things, right? So we have a tool that name is LBD. That tool are going to find the information about the load balancer of the server, right? Let's suppose we have Amazon, Flipkart, Google and all those things. So obviously they have a giant server, giant technologies companies and all those things. So obviously they have a load balancer to manage those loads, right? So wanted to find that load balancer information, then what you can do that you can simple run a command. Which command? We can say the load balancers, right? And that are going to put the informations like how. So the very first you guys need to install the load balancers package LBD. This is like a command name, right? And after simple run a command like LBD here, hit enter. Sorry, LBD and then the portal name. Let's suppose I want to get the information about the google.com, right? Hit enter. So they are showing that for the Google, these are load balancer for a DNS server, right? So overall we have like 6 load balancers. We can say primary, secondary, primary, secondary. They are going to check the information about the HTTP. So for the securities process, all the HTTP servers especially are not available publicly for particular the DOS and DDoS attacks. So that's fine, right? So what you can do that you can simply mention those information and then those credentials to find those details. If you notice now, we have not this particular load balancer for this particular HTTP, but yes, we found the load balancer for the DNS as well, right? So we have these load balancers. You can also find these DNS with help of this command like dig-ns. I think you guys know this command, right? So we can mention like dig-ns names dig, yeah, name server and then the portal name, I mean the website's name. It will show the information that way, right? These are like in our region, these are like 4 DNS running on the same, right? And then we have like 6 load balancer. Similarly, if you have another portal too as well, then what we can do, you can also like, let's suppose I wanted to get the information about those amazon.com, right? Okay, so here we have a so there are 3 load balancers on the different IP addresses, right? You can also find those name to IP and IP to name query with the help of say -lookup command. Okay. Okay, so again they are mentioning we have we found the DNS load balancers, right? But we have issues in this particular we can say that the HTTP load balancers, right? So again, these are like simple informations. These are simple gathering informations tool, like where you can find like these are tools and to find those like is load balancers running or not in your systems or in your portal. So with the help of these things we can find those, right? So this is about those particular load balancers or LBD command to find that the server is running or not in over their machines, right? Now similarly we have another tools and as well, right, to identify the server's type. So we can use this particular HTTP enumerations, right? So it's not any big technique now, because you guys know these particular HTTP enumeration. With the help of these things you can find those. Now to jumping on the next point, we have like Webasha, right? Again, so Webasha is like a tool, right, or we can say it's like utility, right? And it's available on this particular your in build repository. Either you can download from the GitHub, right? From there what you can do that you can simple search those information. We can say we have like nmap and then those enumerations technique and all, right? Now so in the Ghostbuster, what we can say, it show that common folder, the hidden folder, right, or the login pages portal from their particular we can say those websites, right? So what I'm going to do that we're going to search directories, right, from this URL, right, and use this particular word list from this particular common.txt. If you notice now, here we have information, right? So these are URL, these are databases, images, these are a path actually, right? So these are URL. If you want to simple explore those databases path, what you can do that? You can simply mention your website like something wombisco.com/db to check the database information, images and all those things, right? So Ghostbuster is like a utility, right, that extract and provide you the entire the path, right, the hidden folder path and other social engineering, not engineering, we can say social media link that you linked inside your website to link with your LinkedIn profile, Instagram profile, Facebook and all those things, right? So whatever information you search, that is stored inside the directory search, and these information you can check that similar, right? So again we have like GoBuster, and then you can also use this particular directory search to search that open directory that used in maybe in this particular folder, right? Install this requirement.txt packages and then finally run that. What command we have? That python 3, then the program name directory search.py, okay, then the URL, whatever the URL we have that, let's suppose your URL something like http something, depend on that the site length of the site, it will take time. Let's suppose I'm going to search for about the Webasha, so we have this URL, the output are going to store inside this path, home, attacker and all those things. Here these are informations, right? So these are my information, the backup history, the bash histories, right, the st password information, that is a hidden file, right? So again it take time depend on that, and it also provide those kind of errors and all. So task is complete, right, and all the tasks are going to store inside this path, right? We are going to store that. So they clearly mention those path actually, so when we run this command, that are going to store in this path, that home, attacker, dir search, under the report we have all those report, right? So if you want to verify those things, right, so I think we are in the same path, and here we have a report sections, right? In the report we have that website that we're going to find the information, and here we have the details. What you can do that you can simply edit this file, and these are the same detail actually, right? So when you click on any link and all those things, it redirect over those portals. If you just click on this, right, it allow me to log in like that, right? So these are a portal and all, and also we have a like cpanel, or we can say the cpanel, we can say these are like cpanel redirections, closes and all, right? Yeah, so the cpanel is opening and all, okay. And also to find the vulnerabilities, we have Vega tool, right? So with the help of Vega you can also find, it's like graphically tool, right? You can find the informations as well. So just simple add your host, it's like live, you can add that, and then perform the scanning. It will take time, then after that it will show that we have like critical and I and all those things, you can use that, correct? So these are like just informations, right? So with the help of these we can find the vulnerabilities and gather information about the web applications, right? So we have like different mechanisms and way. If you remember that we have also MSF Venom, right? With the help of MSF Venom, we just created this particular payload and run on this particular victim machines and then exploit those systems, right? Either we have like Armitage, we have a Ninja Jonin. So there is a lot of tools as well to exploit those victim machine, right? In the same cases, right, if you want to perform those web applications hacking, so we have Bob suits, right? So Bob suit allow to same get the information about those things, but again these are going to work with the help of proxy server, right? You need to configure the proxy. So again this is using for the ethical way. Ethical way means what we can say, let's suppose I'm going to audit any company's website and all those things, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure simple a proxy server, right? So it means whatever the employee or the customer are doing in the backend and all those things, right? All the data are going to fetch or manipulate, or not manipulate, we can say, that are going to forward with the help of this particular with the help of Bob suit, right? So again it's like a very popular tool to find the vulnerabilities, right? To block something like that, just like a router and all those things, right? We can also check the request, we can also find the password, we can also use the word list to get those kind of vulnerabilities in the kinds of configurations, right? So for that, what I'm going to do, that we are going to perform the brute force attack, right, with the help of Bob suit, right? So same, what I'm going to do that again, we have like portal and all those things. With the help of that portal, I'm going to simple perform those brute force attack, right? So before brute force, what we need to set, that we need to set the proxy server, right? And then we need to, after the setting the proxies, what I need to do, that I need to launch my bob suit server, and then in the bob suit I need to configure all those different environment and all those configuration, even though that is in the plain text, and then we are going to forward those requests single. So let's suppose we have a website we can say, okay, um that we can say we have like 10.10.1.19 p login php, so wp hyphen log, okay. So here we have login pages. What I'm going to do, that I'm going to set a local proxies for the same. So in that case we have preferences, and here I'm going to set the proxy, because again that bobs are going to work with the help of proxy server, right? So setting, and in that manual proxy I'm using a local system for the proxies. So I'm going to mention my local IP, that is 127.0.0.0.1, and the port number I'm going to use 8080, right? That's all. Okay, let me verify one more time. 100.0.0, okay, now that's all, right? And now simple launch your bob suit, either with the help of command line, either with the help of, okay. So okay, so let it launch, accept, okay, I don't want to update now, next, start bob suit. So the very first point, what we need to do, that we need to simple, in the proxy server we need to start that intercept, right? So by default intercept is off, you need to start that. It means what? It means now if we just mention, try to log in that, right? So the username is admin, the password, I'm going to use the password for now, right? Even though they are not able to log in that, right? Why? Because we configure those bob suit, right? And here we have like bob suit report, if you notice now, correct. So here we have like, if they capture the username and then the password for now, right? Now what I'm going to do, that the very first, you need, if you want to log in that thing, you need to simple request, right? Because the requests are coming from this particular pages. So it's your requirement, wanted to mention those things, you can simply click on this particular to, yes, you want to log in that, you can log in that, right? Now so here we got the information. Now simple right click, and then what I need, that exactly I need to gather the user and password of all the all the username password that stored inside this particular databases, with the help of different method and different use cases. I don't want to redirect, simply you need to send this intruder and then set a word list, right? So simple right click anywhere, right? Now click on this particular intruder, right? So when you click on the intruder, you are jump inside this particular section here, right? By default you are in this proxy sections under the intercept. Now simple click on this particular intruder. If you're not going to click on this particular intruder section, what you can do, that you can simply click on manually as well. So in the manual you can check that, yes, we define our attacker machines, victim machines, we have like 1.20, and then the local port number, right? Here you need to set that your positions and then the payload, right? After verifying those things, what you can do, that you can check that we have this position. What position we have, that we have two things. So simple click on the position sections and we have all those details, right? If you notice now we have like logs and then the password. In that case, simple click on the clear to remove those unwanted data for the same, because I don't want to do this now. I want to create my own word list to define those things, right? So simple the very first clear those things for now. Simple on this clear, right? If you notice now, here we have this symbol, we can say the dollar and all, double dollar and all those, right? So simple clear these sections for now. Is clear now, right? It remove that particular, if you remember that we have like dollar for now, it remove that. Now we need to add those payload for the same, right? So after clicking those things, we have options for the same. So what I'm going to do that in the same position section, right, in the attacker type we have options for the clusters bomb, right? It means we can set the payload and all, right? Select the clusters bomb and now click on add those user and then those password section, right? After select those user, then click on the add, right? So what I'm going to do that we have admin, so simple select this field, then the users for now because we have two field, right? What I'm going to choose that I'm going to choose this particular admin section for now, right? And then simple click on the add, right? So if you notice now is applying those particular $2 both the side. Similarly, second time choose your password field because we have two field, user and password. Now choose your password field and then click again on the add this sections. It will add those dollars both the same, right? It apply. Now if you notice now we applied those particular dollar sections to each and everything, right? Now what I need to do that I need to simple apply those word lists. So for that simple click on the payload section. If you notice now in the payload we have a two payload, 1 and 2. Why we are getting only 2? Because we add only the 2 for the user and for the password, correct guys? So in the same case first we need to set the username word list. So in the same choose that one and then the load your word list for the user, because what I need that I need to exploit all those database and everything, so I need that. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to set the user word list. So in the load sections, in my case I have a data and all, so what I'm going to do that in the home sections, right, in the attacker machines we have an folder, we can say the desktop, and over that we have a web applications, and then under that we have a word list, and then choose your word list. For now we have a username word list, here choose that. It's added all the users, right? Similarly again set a second payload, so just choose the second payload, right? And then again choose that password field, right? So here we choose the password field. That's all. Hit in just set all those things, then start attack. So what they are going to do that even though if you notice now we are not able to log in the same thing, but here what I'm going to do that we are just simple intercept those random user and password field, and with the help of that I'm going to try those things, right? So just click on the start sections. It will take time and provide and capture all the user and then the password field. So it will take time, not more than 5 minutes, then I'll let you know, right? Just wait for the 5 minutes, then it will capture all the data with the help of user and password. Notice how we have like payload for the user, for the password, status code and all that they are mentioning that way. I think if you notice now we have like users, admin, and then their password and all, right? So we have like administrator, the password is something like that. Even though we have a like admin, the password is something like this one. It means what? It means what I'm going to do that I'm going to simple remove this proxy server, right? And trying to log in with that user and password, they should log in that whatever we intercept with the help of proxy server, right? So let me remove that proxies for now. Okay, so we just remove that proxies. Okay, and set it as the no proxy server, correct? Okay, now right, if we try to log in with that username admin and what the password we intercept from this particular Bob suit sections, right? So here let's suppose I'm going to log in with that password QWERTY123, right? If you notice now we have this password and all. The username is admin, the password is something like that. Earlier we have a different password, but this time we have like something that one. Now so I'm going to log in with that password, something QWERTY at 123, right? So this should log in. Okay, now try to log in with that. Here we log in that, right? So here we log in with that user and password. With the help of that whatever we got that. So again with the help of Bobsuit, what we can do, we can simple intercept and then we can log in inside our WordPress account, and then we can perform the random task whatever the task you wanted to perform. For the web application we mostly use this particular tool. Which one? That particular Bobsuit.